The news and views expressed herein are the sole property of Kenosha Today. Certain portions of this program may be unsuitable for children, sensitive adults, small animals, and the general public. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, Scott, what do you think? Should we do this?
Crank up the tunes.
All right. Okay.
This is Uncle Scottie Barter, and along with my personal caregiver, Elmo the Insane.
No longer. I don't have to be.
Oh, that's right. You can flee the jurisdiction. We're going to put you in the witness protection program. Welcome to the. You're one step ahead of an indictment. Somebody remember that Burr, the senator, who they come and got his cell phone?
Yeah.
One step ahead of it. He's got
insider trading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you think? How in the world, we're going to get to that, but how in the world can you sell $660,000 of stock and 2 days later all this stuff
You know what?
hits?
Every single person in Congress and the Senate has done it. They just decide who they're going to go after.
Well,
that's it.
We'll see how that
Three
goes.
felonies a day. Everybody is guilty of 3 felonies a day before you even get out of bed.
Well, at least, they have the 2-drink or 3-drink minimum. They got to have the 3 felonies a day. So, welcome to the May 16th edition of the Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. Governor Elmo here. Thank you for being my pandemic warrior.
Don't insult me like that. My God.
Well, you can take over. Get up with some of those guys that are marching in the Capitol. Get yourself a AK-47 and you'll blend right in. Again, we are coming to you live and local from the Barter Manor studio.
Live, local, and stupid. How about that's what we...
Well, in our ad, we try to clean up the act for, best we can. We're going to get to all of this stuff, but the state guideline was going to be the 26th. Well, we're going to be here at least for, the weather gets warm, we'll go out on the patio. So we are streaming live across the warming and sunny cornfields of the Mess, along with streaming to everyone all across the world. I wonder how this show is being received in China, in Wuhan or Hangwon-lo or whatever that place is. We are brought this morning by our major sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with the Union Park Tavern, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Elmo and myself remain committed to the Kenosha area, and we'll continue to broadcast live and local, bringing you the best in news, weather, sports, whatever sports we have, and whatever entertainment we can.
Jarts. We got to get that jart competition going now.
I smell a lawsuit coming. A lot of things could happen with that, Elmo. Not one of them are good.
Scantily clad women playing jarts in your backyard. What's wrong with that?
Well, not bad if we'll just forget the jarts. I do have some jarts sitting in the garage that I got here in '06 when I bought the house. And I also have some croquet mallets out there. But putting a croquet mallet and a live jart in the hand of a scantily clad gal who's probably been overserved, probably not going to be a good idea.
I think it's an excellent idea myself. But that's right.
You want to put that insane thing up there again? If you want to watch the replay of this, you no longer have to wait specific time. Just, in about an hour, you can watch it here on YouTube. Or you can just go to Channel 14, Spectrum, Channel 14. We're back to being on at Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. So you can see that. And everybody can now sign up with the thousands of our fans who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation and liked us on Facebook.
We gave up that coveted 2:30 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That's...
You didn't think a lot of people are watching this show.
I'm very disappointed in that. But
that's what he's talking about was back some years ago, Channel 14, God love them, you'd get your live show and then 2 replays. Well, when we went to radio, they gave us 3 to make up for it. But then somewhere along the line, some wizard says, no, you get 2, but the third one has to be between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. And, well, there's not a whole lot of thing going on in that time slot, so...
Speak for yourself.
You sitting around watching video? Well, maybe not this kind of video.
I haven't had television since 2006. That's what...
So, at any rate, for a year, I took the coveted 2:30 a.m. thinking that, well, you might get a couple people bone overserved and want to laugh, or we'll put them to sleep. And I said, forget it, that's a waste of time.
That's the only way you can make sense out of what we do here, correct?
Heavily being overserved.
Yep.
Again, you see our phone number, 262-597-3020. You can call us anytime. We think we have most of our phone problems corrected.
We get that little unit there, and we'll get, well, I shouldn't talk about a little unit. But,
Thank you very much. I was just saying, you want to pull the knife out of my back?
Now we'll have everything put together here. So
there you go.
Okay.
But we're getting better, see? No?
Every week it's a little better. So.
Oh, see, now I got the TV in there. What a dumb thing that was to do.
Yeah, I told you.
We'll get it. At any rate, it's 55 degrees here in the Kenosha Today Nation this morning, and it is warming up. Stock market closed this week at 23,680.
Yeah, it took a bit of a dive.
Yeah.
Who cares about that anymore?
Well, a lot of people care about that. It was down 646. We're averaging
as long as the
24,000.
small businesses get open, that's 80% of the economy anyway.
There you go.
So they said Bezos is going to become a trillionaire in 10 years. How about that? First trillionaire ever. So,
boy, I'd like to marry his wife, ex-wife. You know, what did he settle for? Like 50? Here's 50 million and leave me alone?
No, it's more like 142 million.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
She would be...
Billion, I think. Not million, billion. Okay.
And so, folks, from the pandemic room, Open Up Saturday starts right now. Well, Elmo, it's kind of a slow news week.
Hey, we got a big announcement coming later.
We do?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait till the second half of the show to announce
Is this going to... is this... I guess the best I know is the least I know is
the better.
The better.
Okay, no, we got a Kenosha Today special coming up, an offer for all you viewers out there.
Oh, okay. This was late Wednesday afternoon. The Wisconsin Supreme Court struck down the governor's stay-at-home orders, and that closed the business. So now, all of a sudden, well, geez, it was at like 5 o'clock. At 5:05, there were people
lined up at the bars.
Already in the bar saying, I want to be at a bar. So
I think my daughter's working 24 hours a day. She's a beautician. She cuts hair. She's a cosmetologist. So you think people...
Yeah.
And she had tons of calls of people wanting her to come to their house and do it. And she says, I lose my license if I do that. So she couldn't do it. But if the shop is open, she's got to be working her butt off there.
The crazy thing about this is there are no rules right now. So because
there were no rules before. Why do we need rules?
Well, they had what they thought were rules, but other than that...
You think I follow rules?
Well, there's always the exception with the asterisk next to them.
I don't follow it. I don't care what the government says. I never follow any rules. I don't murder people or anything like that.
Oh, well, that's...
I have morals, but I don't necessarily follow...
Morals?
Arbitrary and capricious rules.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole problem with what they had. Arbitrary and capricious.
So anyway, the state didn't have whatever we called rules. And so now you get to... they said the Republicans was going to take like 20 days to get this, whether that was going to be it or not. But Elmo, that would be just like the Bears getting on the 20-yard line, 2 minutes left to go, and their quarterback, Trubinsky, starts taking a knee because he doesn't have a play left to call. I mean, it's the same thing. So,
speaking of the Bears, Jay Cutler's getting divorced because his wife told him he was a lazy bum. We knew that years ago. What? It took her that long to figure it out? Okay.
Oh, I have my nails polished. I gotta sit this one out. He was making.
You got 3 kids with a guy. Well, maybe he was not lazy in that department, but that's okay.
They know what causes it. So anyway, I guess the issue was that Evers didn't legally have this right. Actually, not necessarily Evers, but who was the gal that did this?
Andrea Palm. I always thought that's who you had a date with on Saturday night when you couldn't get one. No, that's Rosie Palm, excuse me.
Okay, she's not on my family and friends plan.
She's the default you go to.
So what? So anyway, now don't get me going. So anyway, we went to it went to a 4-3 vote, and so they struck that down. They struck down the 6-day stay, and everybody thought. So now we get to Thursday morning, and the health department director here, Jen Fahite, she says I'm closing it down. She thought she had the authority. Racine closed, Dane County closed, Brown County, Milwaukee. Well, by, that whole thing.
Within a couple of hours.
Yeah. Instead of safer at home, it's safer someplace else. So now.
My good friend Joe Cardamone calls up and says, that's illegal. You better not do that.
So anyway, now everything's open for grabs as of yesterday. And I get texts from the guys at the boathouse. Where are you? Well, I didn't even know they were opening. So we might have to take a trip down there this afternoon.
I was there yesterday with, speaking of, that's going to be a new show we're going to be producing. It's called The Idiot Hour, and which is basically what we do.
Production
at
meetings.
Production meeting, that's it. So, but I have chosen to rename it The Idiot Hour. So we could have had that a couple of weeks ago, but I forgot to turn the microphone on the camera. So all
here, when all the children were here, we had to have a couple Fridays ago. We had a practice production. We hadn't been around in 2 months, so we had it up here, and you forgot to put it. That would have been prime stuff right there.
Oh, God.
Oh, that
we can still do it. Well, we had me and K-Dog and Jay there yesterday, and I saw Bimbo, and we won't talk about Captain Mike last night. At least he's alive.
They rolled the rock away from his house, and he has survived. But what's interesting about this, okay, so I think Racine is still closed, but Milwaukee with Barrett and them, they're saying, forget it. We think we're on solid ground here, and so they're staying closed until the 26th. So that was late Thursday night,
right? And
then I think Racine,
City of Racine,
not the county.
The most corrupt mayor in Wisconsin, Corey Mason, decided that he can put the law down.
Did you see where his predecessor, Dickert,
yeah,
got a little altercation in a parking lot with a 19-year-old kid.
The road rage fist fight in the Piggly Wiggly parking lot.
Guy's 57, and he's got blood all over his knuckles, and he posts up on. He's going to, I can see where Mary Magdalene Mosier decides to go to a county board meeting. I get that, but fighting a 19-year-old kid. What if the guy just pulled out a gun? Maybe that would have, I shouldn't say that. But, he's working for the Wisconsin Department of Revenue.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and that's supposedly why he left. But at any rate, Kenosha, like you said, Kenosha County Corporation Counsel said he got guidance from a couple other lawyers. Well, that's the thing, is you can go to 6 lawyers with the same question and get 6 different answers.
Oh, right.
And it's the same thing. I hate to bring this up with taxes. You can take the same tax return, give it to 6 different accountants, come up with 6 almost completely different answers, all of which would be accepted by the IRS.
Right.
So, what are you going to do?
No, I think I've known Joan for a long time, and he's a smart guy. I've got no problem with him being corporation counsel. So my former dealings with the county, which didn't include the jail, but
who was the bed and breakfast? Who was the former?
Before him, he retired.
He was there for a long time.
A long time, yep.
But I'm glad, and I'm very thankful that they finally opened this up and open up retail establishments, because Elmo, I'm sitting on a whole stack of Easter coupons out at the adult bookstore that I can finally get to use them now that this is open.
Can we convert those into barter coin?
They are barter coin. I made them up. I printed them just the other day. Got little Easter bunnies and scantily.
No, they have to be expired to be barter coin. That's the whole.
I was going through my my refrigerator the other day, and I had some syrup that was from 14, which means it had to be in there from 13. I had some dressing that was in for 7 years. I guess some of that stuff, if you don't rotate I don't use it that much. Now, I got to tell you, there's no expiration date on vodka. Because barely hits the cupboard.
That's called aging. We'll look at whiskey and stuff like that. You go to Scotland, they got all the scotch, they bury it in the peat bogs for like 50 years and stuff.
Well, I got to tell you, between wine, beer, and vodka, none of those 3 have ever seen even close to an expiration date.
not at Barter Manor, anyway. Okay.
We talk about the peak, according to this thing. They gave a peak of different states. We have yet to hit our peak. We've got like 400 deaths and 11,000 or 6,500 were positive. So,
but if you look, they're all in nursing homes on the north side of Milwaukee. That's the whole thing.
True.
So why condemn the whole state?
When Fauci was talking the other day, he thought that there was more. But then again, you take cases, might average out. But yeah, I think the average age is probably over 70. I get that, but
more like over 80.
Okay, but you still, those people...
These people are in God's waiting room anyway, so if that didn't kill them, something else is going to,
So that class you had at the seminar, it didn't work out real good for, but they're in God's waiting room.
Also, they used to call the state of Florida.
Oh, I get, well, that's everybody retired. In the state of Florida, who owns all the wealth? 80% of the wealth in Florida is owned by women. Because when they die, they all go down there.
You know why all the men die down there? And leave stuff to their wives?
Why?
Because they want to.
What kind of impressed me this week, and I had to write some of these down, was everybody has a motto. Like Trump yesterday's Operation Warp Speed. And I don't know, that's to help the vaccine.
Isn't this here today is Operation Warped?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Governor Evers had his Badger bounce back, and Pritzker Restore Illinois, and Kenosha County's got the Kenosha Kickstart program. But here's the guy I admire the most. This whistleblower, Dr. Rick Bright's slogan. I like his the best. And this is how they do it in Washington. And I quote, "We're all in deep shit."
You said a bad word.
No.
Corner for the swear jar.
What I found interesting? When all the newscasts, CNN and all, they were all replaying this. The whole thing, they left it in there. But when they were showing the thing on the screen, they blipped it out. I didn't understand that.
Yep.
But at any rate, some of the things that are going on, this checkpoint, this governor, nice looking gal, is the governor of,
she ain't too bad.
of South
Nice
Dakota.
paint job.
Nice paint job. Must have gone to the Nancy Pelosi School of Cosmetology, right? Anyway, they have this big confrontation out in South Dakota because the two tribes, which is the River Sioux tribe and another Sioux tribe, are going because they have 9 checkpoints. They didn't want to let people come onto the reservation. And it poses an interesting point because I thought the reservations were, they could do whatever they wanted.
Yep.
And so she's going to take them to court. And this gal must really mean business, Elmo, because she's going to show them who's in charge. If the tribe doesn't go along with what she says, I heard she's going to call in General Custer's 7th Regiment. And she's going to declare barbers, those fancy haircuts that Custer had in the day, and as essential on the reservations. Are we all right?
You're fine. Your mic is just kind of hot. That's all.
So hot.
Got
the only thing that's been hot in this time.
Yeah.
Our buddy the Trumpster didn't start Mother's Day out real good. 126 tweets on Mother's Day. I didn't even once say, "Hey, Mom." I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but you'd think that the guy, how many times can the guy says I'm the greatest? But 126 on a 10-hour span on Mother's Day, I thought might have been excessive, but
Oh, we have a caller.
Oh, right, we do.
We do. All right.
All right, I have to. You got the speaker? Just tell me when, Elmo.
You're on the air.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning to you, sir.
Who's this?
It's BA in Bristol.
Oh yes, BA in Bristol. So everybody's got a motto. What's yours? Or be careful. One man at a time, or is that a...
Matthew McConaughey.
What?
Matthew McConaughey.
No, motto. Not model.
Okay.
Jesus, God. Elmo, let's spend the extra buck and get better equipment.
Yeah.
Motto, like stay.
Oh, a motto.
Motto.
Well,
Elmo. Go ahead.
All right. I guess.
That's Matthew McConaughey, isn't it?
No, I'm playing a game with the family this week. Do you guys want to play?
What kind of game is this?
Jarts.
I have a jar full of fortune cookies.
Uh-oh.
And I met with my children over Mother's Day and all this crap. So what I do is I reach into the jar and I tell them to tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop.
You should play that.
You guys are telling me.
You should play that game with your
No,
husband. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. What?
Don't stop. No, too late, Scott. I got your fortune cookie. Smashing it and gonna read it. You got time for this?
Sure.
Oh, it depends.
I got one for Elmo too, but he might end up with a jelly bean. Hang on, I gotta set my phone down. I gotta get a new system just to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
By the way, while I'm opening your fortune, because you've read me my horoscope, have you guys called Shirley lately?
No, I don't have her number. If she wants to call,
That's
there was
fine.
an ad in the paper, she can call us.
I don't know if she knows how. Her and I want to get together and we're going to knit hemp slippers.
Well, how in the world can you not push a button on a cell phone? I mean, it's really quite easy.
Hang on, do you want your fortune or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
To guarantee success, act as if it were impossible to fail. Whoa.
That's heavy stuff.
That's so
You know-
That's heavy.
BA, you know how to...
No, I'm the magic fortune cookie lady. All right, Elmo, you're next. I'm reaching into the
All right,
jar.
I have to tell you something first. You know what you do? The blonde lady told me this. To every fortune cookie thing, just add the words "in bed" to the end of the
Kill it,
fortune.
Elmo. Smash it. Over the head.
What's his fortune?
Hang on. I'm not supposed to use my teeth, but I will.
I don't.
Don't you get a discount for that?
Come on, fortune cookie fortune.
All right,
All
make.
right, come on, put my glasses after this. Oh my God.
This is.
Of course, elbows would be very wordy.
Well, let's get to it.
There's a secret romance blooming! Exclamation point. Go for it in spite of your hesitation.
The boy hasn't hesitated at all. He didn't-
Whoa, I'm spooky broads this morning.
Well, he's starting to sweat and.
Segment. B.A. smashes fortune cookies. It's too cold to go outside.
Well, it's going to be 60 degrees out here.
Yeah, it was 53 when I came
When
here
we
today.
came up here.
Stop it.
When you go to a Chinese restaurant, you break them open carefully. You're usually with someone. But in this pandemania, I bought $2 worth of fortune cookies. You get 50 of them. I don't know. So I put them in a jar. And when the kids call me, I say, I'm reaching down into the jar. Tell Mommy when to stop. My son thought he lost his job. I'm not kidding. I'm really good at this. My son thought he lost his job, and he was afraid to go back and call. And I busted a fortune cookie open, and it said, go out your front door and turn to the left. He goes, oh my gosh, Mom, that's where my work is. And then the next thing he told me, he goes, you were right, Mom. I showed up, and they let me come back.
It sounds like you've been hanging out with Irish Ruth, the way you're talking.
Oh, no, don't even start that. You know what?
You know what?
Is he listening? You guys use Twitter.
Hey, how old are your kids that you're having this big family fortune cookie party? How old are your kids?
Well, my son William is 33 and a third. He's the one that...
Oh, if I was 33, I'd jump on the chance to come over to Mom's to play fortune good cookies game. And your daughter? Or don't you?
No, I just got rid of him. Don't start something.
Well, then don't lure them back, because once you get them back, and you said you got a whole jar of fortune cookies.
No, you just gotta keep them away. I tell them, go forward. Move away from the mother tree.
Okay, God. Well, whatever works for you.
Uncle Scottie, I just have to tell you guys, you guys look so handsome with long hair.
Well, this ain't by my choice.
I can't tell.
I've been in a barber for 2 months.
I can't tell if he's turning into Ben Franklin or Hillary Clinton, one of the two. I can't.
The bowl of fruit and the croissants that I asked you to get last week.
Well, we're a little short on staff. You know,
I think I'm going to
Speak for yourself.
Decorating and dusting over there.
you're younger than me.
It looks like now I'm looking at your mantle. Is that a Christmas tree thing? Is that a Christmas party?
Where?
You have a Christmas village on your mantle. Do you ever change it?
No,
No.
that's all classic buildings in Kenosha.
Yeah, that's actually those things across the mantle you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, what those are, it's called the Black Cat Collection that I got over the years from Jack Andrea's. They're very expensive, and every one of those, it's a hand-painted thing, and it has a old-time, what do you call it, historic, one of the buildings.
They're
the
all,
courthouse, the
all
poorhouse.
historic buildings
It's
in
a whole
Kenosha.
Black Cat Collection. And at night, it's got lights under it.
Okay, that is amazing, and I'm very artisanal, but guess
Artisanal?
what? You can't eat it for breakfast.
Well, you lost me with that one, baby.
Okay.
What?
Maybe get a trim around the ears.
Well, I haven't been able to go until next week. I haven't had a haircut in 2 months because of this lockdown.
Okay, well, just so you know, I'm only available on Tuesdays, so I'll see you a week from Tuesday.
Do you do hair?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I got myself through high school. Oh, yeah.
I don't want no funny
High school
business.
guys used to come over to my house. You know, I used to cut hair. I was a shampoo girl for my stepfather's barbershop.
Shocking. Well, at least it's good to have goals. You know, if you were to cut my hair, I want no funny business. No touchy feely, and just pay attention.
Well, then you'll have to shampoo yourself because that's the whole allure of having your stepdaughter in your barbershop is that she hangs over and shampoos your head.
I'd like to say I followed that
I
one.
also have to swoop it up after it's over.
All right. Well, anyway, we got to get going here. Good luck with the.
Call Shirley. Find out how to call Shirley.
You find out. I don't know what
I
her
think
number is.
you guys like the tickets.
Well, tell her.
They
tell
got
her
to call here.
tell-
We
yeah.
can't call her. What the heck?
We're limited time here. She's got to call us.
Because we have a phone connection that's
Yeah.
all the time, and we can just pick.
Call her the
So I
number.
gotta go all the way over to Shirley's garage.
Don't you? She has
Hey,
a
there's-
phone. You have a number. Call her.
We have to weave hemp yarn.
There's benefits to
Get
Shirley's
slippers.
garage. What the-
Send
okay.
them to you with her phone number.
I don't know what her address is.
We can't call out here.
You're not.
Hemp slippers could be very therapeutic.
You know what's happening? Your blonde roots are showing through again. Call her and give her the number. 262-957-30.
597.
Yeah,
You-
597.
Captain Dyslexia?
3020.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's totally incorrect for me to reach out through those, you know.
Okay. All right, I gotta go. All right.
Me
All right.
too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
No, I don't hang up on this, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. She's
I
good.
can't hang up either.
Yeah, you better. You
I-
have to, or we can disconnect you, right?
I just did.
All right. Nice talking to you. See, I like that the power on it. See, when people says, "Would you hang up on me?" Well, we didn't hang up. Remember, we had some problems with those people back in the AM thing. So
Yep.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we get
Maybe
back-
should I make the big announcement before going?
yeah,
break?
go ahead, tease them.
Well, Scottie, you know how certain radio talk show hosts, they schedule trips to go places like to Vegas and New Orleans and places like that. So I am proud to announce that, sponsored by Elmo's Gruel Wagon, we have the Kenosha Today Breakfast Club trip to, get it, wait, the coronavirus capital of the world, New York City. We're going to be going out there and touring a bunch of nursing homes and watching old farts die. But we can't, we're too cheap to charter a bus or a plane or anything to go out there. So we're going to put you on a regular scheduled Greyhound bus with a coughing, retching, puking perverts out there to drive out to New York City, and we'll go there. We're going to get on the subway, which is totally infected, and go on a tour of nursing homes and prisons and stuff like that. So you get your full of coronavirus. But wait, there's more. For you people that like to gamble, we're going to go to, you got it, Atlantic City, and we have a private tour of the casinos down there. And some strip clubs too, okay? And here's one thing for you ladies, you get treated to an official lap dance by former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie or the former president of the Kenosha City Council, Anthony Kennedy. It's first come, first serve. Sign up early because they tend to get a little sweaty. That's the Kenosha Today trip to New York City. Sign up now.
You know, it makes perfect sense. You know, Lenny Baumer has his trips to New Orleans.
That's right.
And now there might be one flaw in your plan, but this, maybe not. We're going to save half the price because if we're going to New York, we only need one-way tickets. So we ain't coming back.
Well, we can haul them back in the back of a refrigerated semi. That's a U-Haul, a refrigerated U-Haul. We can haul them back here.
You got any drugs in the back? No, just Uncle Freddie and Aunt Wilma. So.
25 of his closest friends. That's it.
See, we've been out of practice. We used to give away dinners or gift certificates. We used to give away barf bags. We used to give away things for the secret word. We're
Now we
get back
got
to that.
your trip to New York.
Yeah.
Okay,
And here I feel now embarrassed all these years I've been saying if you guys want to go out to Sturtevant, but I guess not. At any rate, we're going to come back in 1 minute, and when we do, we're going to come back and do some weather. Give Weather Bunny Sunrise Sammy, see if she's around,
right.
and then we'll go from there. We'll be right back.
Okay.
A good morning to everybody. This is Uncle Scottie Barter, along with my former personal caregiver, because now he's been released by the state to go into the Witness Protection Program. Elmo, the Insane and Schneider. And we welcome you to...
Oh, we have another call.
Kenosha Today's Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. All right.
Hello.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hello, this is the fill-in weather bunny today.
Oh, Sunrise Sammy's mother.
Yes, that would be me.
Where is she?
She is up in Eagle River for the weekend.
Oh, please tell
She
me.
travels quite a bit here.
Did she go with Aladdin?
She did, with Aladdin's family. Yes.
Well,
And her brothers are gone fishing today, so...
oh. Hey, I was pretty impressive when I went over there for Mother's Day last Saturday. They had a cookout. I was telling Elmo here. And my 17-year-old son-in-law, not
You're
yet.
jumping the gun.
Brum, 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 brum. Grandson, he's got his own fishing boat out in the garage. He's got all motors in it now. I was pretty proud of the guy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me read this here. Kenosha Today's...
Here we go.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Capo Web Design, is a locally owned web design and development business here in Kenosha, specializing in website design, development, maintenance, site services, and support, who actually designed and is currently developing our site, KenoshaToday.com. For more information, you can go there on capowebdesign.com. And now we're going to get back for the most up-to-date weather. And you know what? Before we get to that, you know, there was I don't know if you followed this, but President Trump was criticizing Dr. Fauci about his comments about opening up the schools in the fall.
Yeah.
And so he says unknown effects of the virus could have children returning to school. Remember the day when I was homeschooling you? There was a
Vaguely remember.
There was a time, I think you were, let's see, in 86, we just built the house, 87, when you came back from, I think you would have been in Lance at that time. Does that sound about right?
Uh-huh.
So Julie, by the way, Sunrise Sammy is away, and this is her mother filling in. How many times has a mother got to fill in for her kid? You want to ask me that?
Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, my will hasn't been finalized yet. So anyway, Julie comes home. I'm downstairs, and she says, I got this homework problem. And I know it wasn't a math, but I thought it was kind of an English problem or something to that effect. And so I help her to the best of my ability. She comes back the next day with a letter from her teacher, Mr. Barter, don't ever help your daughter with her homework again if she has any hope to get to high school. So,
I turned out well.
It wasn't our friend Gary, was it?
no,
Paul? Yeah. Okay.
no.
Okay.
You know, back in high school, though, when you were in Tremper, you saw my scholastic awards when I was pulling down a solid 4.0 grade point, but that was cumulative for 4 years.
Yep.
So, but at any rate, had that not been happened, I could have made it to, I could have been valedictorian. But no, little Chrissy Henderson, I got straight A's doing honor students. Did you hear me? Christine Henderson, she had straight A's in honor students, so
That sounds,
that beats me.
yeah, that sounds just like her.
I hope she's not in town.
She's got 2 AP advanced placement tests this week, so she better start studying and don't ask me for help because I am not that advanced.
Well, yeah, but advanced placement to go to college?
Well, they
No, it's for high
allow
school
you
classes.
to take these classes in high school, and then if you take the test and you pass the test, then you don't have to take that class in college. You get the credit.
Oh, I never had that problem.
Yeah. I know.
Here's-
Me neither.
Here's the only word I knew coming out of high school was draft. and where was Vietnam? I learned that in a big
Yeah,
hurry.
right?
Yeah.
You didn't pass the test that they would give you a bullet, though. That's the.
Yeah, that was we don't want to go there. Giving me a M16 was tough enough, but to give me one bullet, like Barney Fife, and for that they had this misunderstanding, and so I went from a corporal to a
Right.
private. Anyway, so what's Michael doing today?
He was working outside for a short time, finishing up the deck, enjoying the sun. That's as far as we've gotten so far.
You know, I got to explain to Elmo. Mike built this huge deck, and they got this huge pool. So I don't know whether it was his mother or somebody got 2 seats from County Stadium. I mean, these were the old ones. These weren't the plastic ones. Well, you got 2 plastic ones, but these are the old seats from County Stadium that, you could see that they were out there since
Didn't
1953.
they? Oh, God, no. It was from some other place. They had them from. Remember, Eric Olson had Rafferty's Bar along with
Yeah.
Phil Godden and Tim Garrity and stuff. But they had rows of seats from someplace that it was old Comiskey, I think, maybe, that they.
Well,
they brought 'em up
the
to-
seats that went to Simmons Field when the Kingfish came some years ago came from Camden Yards. And
Okay.
the seats that are out at Parkside came from County Stadium, but Sal Bando's kid was the Parkside baseball manager, and Sal Bando was still the general manager. So, at any rate, we like to deliver a lot of history here.
Yes.
So that's all.
Historical.
We have no
Sounds
short-term
like,
memory.
um,
Yeah. What's that?
You guys might make history on the Kenosha Today field trip.
Oh, yeah.
I will not be joining that field trip.
What's wrong?
A field trip. I had never thought of it as a field trip. Okay, that's a good term.
Oh.
Well, see, our good friend Lenny Palmer has these trips once a year down to New Orleans, and they give away packages. That's what we should have, Elmo. We should have a giveaway package.
Well, Elmo's Gruel Wagon. We'll talk to them about a giveaway here. So
If you win, you get a round trip. If you lose, sorry, folks, it's just a one-way shot. So,
Yeah, right?
or maybe it's the other way around. All right. Well, Sammy's up there. She could have easily called us.
I know, but I don't know what. I haven't even heard from her yet, so I'm guessing that she is still getting her beauty sleep.
okay.
She'll call you when she's out of money. I know how that works, right?
I know.
All right. Give me a little weather for today and tomorrow.
All right, weather today, beautiful, around 60, although I think we've already hit that mark for the day.
Okay.
Tomorrow and Monday looks like a chance of precipitation.
We'll listen to you with the big fancy words.
Hey, we're going to warm up by next weekend and maybe have some summer weather.
Yeah, up in
looks like
70s,
by
I
next
think, right?
weekend,
Yeah.
Up into the upper 70s.
I could probably
Holy moly.
start wearing my thong when I cut the backyard.
Oh, we have a restriction on that when you go into the pool.
Isn't that a violation of the homeowners association regulations here? Okay.
Yes.
Funny you mentioned that because they were talking about how kids' summer camps are going to have a hard time this year. And so
Yeah.
what's to prevent? And see, even if they follow all the CDC guidelines, what's to keep some snot-nosed little kid from one peeing in the pool or pinching off a lunker and just let that float out there? Take a kid like that and throw him off the deep end. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, it's like Caddyshack.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's right. I have a feeling that with your deck and that it's going to be kind of Grand Central summer over at your house this summer.
Probably.
Now,
That's okay.
if you need someone to be a lifeguard, I have a whistle and I have a tank top, although I probably should get a bigger one.
I've seen that other picture.
Oh, yeah. That's
a flotation device.
I do now. Right here. These 6-pack abs, this will keep me afloat. But
Yeah, that's a 30-pack abs down there.
and I will insist on social distancing, unless
Well,
they.
you don't have to do that anymore unless they change it in a matter of a 12-hour period.
Well, they haven't, but who knows? I'll let the kids, as a head lifeguard, I will let them do as they may if they bring their grandmother along.
Nice.
I have standards. So, all right, dear. Thanks for calling. All right,
you
appreciate it.
both
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Got to remember not to.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Yeah, can't hang up.
Yeah. All right.
Here, we have ban caller. Should I ban your daughter from the show? I can do that. So.
No. I might. We're going to do a top 10, but let me set this up here, Elmo. Jesus, 41, almost 20 minutes to the hour here in Kenosha State Nation. Major League Baseball has come up with a proposal to start their 2020 season somewhere around the 4th of July. Try to squeeze in 80 games. They've given this to the Players Union, but some of they want the concessions. They want the players to take prorated salaries, and they're going to play in 3 different divisions, West, Midwest, and that, and bring the designated hitter in and make kind of rules modifications for this year. And I'm not so sure that the Players Association is going to go along with that because they have to have testing. And I understand if you're a player, and what's going to be even bigger problem is football. I think basketball is toast for this year, although they think they're going to try to get something started here. Well, the game's over. Nobody cares. But Major League Baseball, that's their proposal. And I still haven't heard the official okie dokie from the Kingfish. But if that goes down, Elmo and I are prepared to bring in our own league of our own called the Queenfish. And we've got a business model. I said this last week.
Excuse me.
Elmo's going to strap on a jock strap, and he and I are going to coach the girls. And K-Dog, we send him out in right field because back in the days when he played for Davis Heating. Captain Mike is going to take care of the beer sales. Bimbo, the concessions.
I thought he was coaching third base.
He doesn't know where third base
Wave
is.
wave them all home. You know, that's
Okay. Here, round third, here's a beer for you. And our good friend Jay, not his real name, will be parking cars because that's where his expertise is. So anyway.
Just don't give him a bicycle. That's all.
Oh, yeah, can you see that? Jay comes to the and he locks his bike up, and by the time the 9th inning comes around, he's got one wheel left.
One wheel left, locked to the phone pole.
Anyway, this is written in our home office on the patio here.
Oh, wait. Ooh,
we got a call?
Want to take a call?
Okay, sure.
Hello.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Oh, Scottie.
Hey, Captain.
You're alive, Captain.
I heard troubling news. They had to roll away.
I don't know.
Elmo said.
I sort of woke up a little while ago and I turned on the radio and played the Days of Wine and Roses.
All right, let me ask you a trick question. What day do you think it is?
Oh, it's Saturday. I got it right. I was wrong for a couple of days, but I got it.
Do you remember the year? Do you remember the year? You know what?
Yes,
if you say 1968, guess what? You've been drafted and you report tomorrow.
Oh, no. I never told you that story. I told Uncle Guthrie my getting out of the draft story, and it was kind of crazy, man.
Hey, you owe Elmo a great deal of thanks. Wait a minute. You owe Elmo a great deal of thanks because he came and saved your life. He rolled away the rock in front of your house. He found you. He didn't know if you were living or dead, and he called your nephew?
I called Bobby.
Bobby. And you know what Bobby's answer was? Because Elmo says, what do I do? Do I call the rescue squad? And Bobby said, just kick him in the head and see if he moves.
Who broke the hair sock? It's me. How did I do that? I got a broken hair sock. Elmo.
A hair sock?
Remember that?
A broken
Broken hip socket? Is that the problem? Okay.
Hair sock. The leg off my hair sock. You know what a hair sock is?
Oh, the hassock, a footstool, ottoman.
That's the thing that holds your testicles.
Right. You know everything.
Oh, we're just getting back to, we're hitting our stride again.
Yep.
All right.
Your TV is not the same as the phone or something here. I don't know.
What do you mean the TV's not the same?
Well, there could be. That's part of the problem with streaming.
It's a little.
Well, no. You're behind. There's a delay. That's the whole
yeah,
thing.
okay.
It's called latency.
The picture. The phone is earlier than the picture or something.
Okay, well, move on. You got
Well,
something.
how did the hair sock break? Elmo, you know the hair sock broke. It's my favorite hair sock.
I don't know. I just found you on the floor.
Last night.
Did you have a gal over there and you got a little too excited with her?
Well, almost. The blonde lady stopped by about 1:30.
There you go.
And I don't know. I think she got thrown out of the apartment, and she was crying and then laughing and crying and laughing.
You know this?
I know nothing about that. I was at home.
I don't know.
So if I get thrown out of a bar, or Elmo gets thrown out of a bar, or K-Dog gets put on probation, we can come and take lodging at your house. It's like you leave the light on for us at all times, 24/7?
Sure, I'll leave the light on for you.
And leave some beer in the fridge.
I'll make sure.
It's like Motel 6, right?
He brushes his teeth so you don't get an infection or nothing.
Okay.
You don't want that.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's it.
I'm glad you're living.
I'm alive.
Hey.
I didn't eat nothing yesterday.
We are going to. I didn't know the boathouse was open last night, but apparently they were, and the boys were there. I'm going to try to make it down there about 1. Grab Bimbo.
Down there, and then K-Dog sent me a picture from there.
Yep.
On my phone, it says, I'll be right over, but I never did come over.
Hey, just a little flashback. They're only taking credit cards right now.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, so you got a credit card?
Good. Yeah, I took Elmo's yesterday.
Did you hear that? All right. Well, get a hold of Bimbo. See if you guys want to stop down at 1, and I'll put the word out, and
Cool, yeah.
we'll reminisce about the.
Yeah, I'll see you down there. I'll stop down there.
All right, big boy. Later.
Okay, you guys.
Right,
Okay,
bye.
See you, Captain.
I see what he's saying. He's just probably from us talking and what's showing up there is probably just
That's a delay. It's just like being on the
delay,
radio.
yeah.
That's all.
And you know what? When you watch all of the Fox, CNN, any place you're watching, Spectrum, any news, and they're doing this like we're doing, you know,
a
they
delay.
ask a question,
That's it, and
and
there's
there's like a 5 or 6 second delay
delay.
before they answer.
It's called latency. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. The internet is not instantaneous as much as you like to think it, but it's not. So.
Well, maybe something good will come about this. All right, we've written in our home office on the patio here at Barter Manor today's top 10 thought-provoking category. The top 10 ways a baseball can still play and win fans back this year. Number 10, invite President Trump to throw out the first pitch and then issue him a stay-at-home order. Number 9, allows Kenosha today's expansion team, the Queenfish, to spit and scratch their crotches just like the big boys. Number 8, finally direct deposit Babe Ruth stimulus check. Number 7, uniforms include Dr. Brick scarves from the field of dreams gone bad. Number 6, players can't do drugs unless they bring enough for everybody.
That's right.
Number 5,
My friend the P carrier. How about that? So,
guarantee the new normal will include the Cubs ending up in last place. Number 4, players testing positive for COVID or COVID-19 get traded to the Wuhan lab rats. Number 3, players' salaries paid by the Small Business Administration. Number 2, putting an on-deck circle in the front of Barter Manor. Forget baseball. I have my own needs. Kenosha today's number 1 way that baseball can play and win back the fans this year. Have Dr. Fauci umpire the games from the Rose Garden. We got to have some fanfare music after that eventually.
Yeah, I got to find it. We need royalty free. You know, we don't have. We got to.
Well,
We had
make
this
up our
discussion
own.
the other day. Yeah, I can write songs.
Well, we can find something.
Captain was going to buy me a new keyboard for $1,000 last night, so that's right.
That captain?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. He said, "I'll buy it for you." I said,
Okay. Oh, you have a piano sitting someplace, so it's down at the
"No,
back.
this is a 88-note keyboard that plugs into the computer.
Oh,
down
you can do
here.
it right here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now we're taking a step up. Let's see what else we got here. A lot of stuff that's, everything's pretty much all pandemic.
Yeah, right.
Fat check anyone gets. I still think that, in my view, following all this, we need to get tests. And, there's free tests. It was supposed to be at
I don't think so. Nobody gets flu tests. The whole thing was that idiot Ferguson over in England from the Imperial University. You think that's got everything? They went back to like 2005. He has been absolutely wrong about every prediction that he has made through his models. You know why? When he's putting together the model, he's sniffing the glue that you put all the parts together with. That's the problem here. Okay,
This is our tour guide too.
He predicted that the mad cow disease was going to kill 500,000 people in Britain. How many it killed? 437. He was really accurate with that.
But don't forget the 23 cows. It did kill the cows.
He predicted SARS and MRSA and everything, and they're like in the billions of deaths, and they were in the hundreds of deaths.
You often wonder, in cases like that, and there's been other ones, where guys making this prediction in hope that he's right, that he can make a ton of money going a made-for-movie.
He's been wrong every time for 20 years. Why people listen to that jerk, I got no idea. Because he's stupid.
Jeez. I can just see us on the bus out to New York. My name's Elmo. I'm your tour guide. I talked about Dr. Bright, and he's talking about
Dr. Not so bright, but
well, he says we are in for the darkest winter, and apparently after hearing that, We Energies up the price 30%.
Yeah.
Some tidbits we have to maybe kind of go through here. Oh, let me get to the cancellations, which is, I wish they wouldn't cancel these things. I've not heard anything about the summer's 4th of July parade. I hope they have that.
I think they will. There are freedom-loving people out there.
Well, you know what? Here it is. The week after that is the parade out in Bristol Progress Days. They canceled that. And, at the time this was in this week, Kenosha County increased 724 tested positive, and it was up 13, 78 from a week ago. And like you said, the most recent death, an 88-year-old woman. Now, God love her that she unfortunately passed away. And those testing negative in Kenosha was 3,500. So maybe we technically haven't hit our peak, but if we don't start moving around, Jesus, the cure is going to be worse than...
That's right. Well, people have to go out and develop immunity to it. That's the whole thing. You can't... All you're doing is stretching this thing out by having people stay at home and all this stuff.
That's it. Calling Dr. Elmo, who was a scientist back in the day at Carthage College, you were a scientist and a doctor.
Oh, you should have seen me in that lab coat. I was one sexy piece of meat back then. Okay.
Now, to build up immunity, since we've basically been off for a couple, the best way to build up immunity is either through beer, Korbel, or Long Island's. That's to build up your immunity, right? Now, here, look at you, physical specimen. Other than one little blip cough here. Blooming bands. That's not till August. And, that's a little premature. There ain't going to be a whole lot going on down at the lakefront. And the guy I kind of feel sorry for is Frank Carmichael, because he had his Tootsie Roll, and not Tootsie Roll Jam, whatever it was, in late August. He had that other thing in Simmons Island.
We had Cheese-a-Palooza.
That's the one. What did I say? Tootsie Roll?
Tootsie Roll Jam, okay.
Anyway, and plus his comedy thing.
And he had the... what was the thing with all the cover bands? Something Island down there.
Yes, something Island. That's what I was talking about. Simmons Island, where you had all the 7 different bands come in.
Yep.
And that looks like it's going to be toast. But going back to the Bloomin' Bands, that was scheduled for June 19th and 20th at the Moose Club, and the Moose hasn't been open. I don't know. We get a weekly update, but they got to start opening up. But this other thing was a fundraiser for the Western Kiwanis, and a lot of things are going to be
Taste Wisconsin, that's done.
Another one.
That's done.
And a lot of that money, and that wasn't until end of August or middle of August. I think in my view, they kind of jumped the gun and kind of closed it down too early. I mean, you got to have some prep time, But all the money, let's say
Well,
the one is.
that's the whole thing. Do we even spend any time on this? Because you could, I've been in charge of events. They take a year to plan. What the
I
heck
get
are you
that.
going to do?
Yeah. But you know what? In this, there is no going to be a going back to norm. You're going to have to use some creativity and come up with Plan B that's going to be your Plan A, and come up with a different thing. And maybe you have to spread it out a little more. And like the Harbor Market that we said, that's not going to be crammed into 2nd Avenue. And I hope they open. Put it on 56th Street and bring it out to 6th Avenue and let the merchants in the downtown enjoy the traffic. And as long as Illinois is still closed up, probably about 80% of those people that come to the market are Illinois people.
But they have a travel ban. You're not allowed to. Well,
oh, really?
How about it? Oh, yeah, you're not allowed to move. You can't move freely around unless you're Lori Lightfoot going to get your haircut someplace. That's okay.
You know, there was an article that kind of brought me back to the late 60s when they had 4 18-year-old beer bars in Kenosha County. And,
Blood Alley.
Huh? Blood Alley,
Blood
down
Alley,
83.
I-94 or Highway 41 back
and
then.
all of those good-looking Illinois chicks would come up in 18, and boy, I got to tell you, they put this, I shouldn't say fat, Wisconsin cheese-eating, sausage-dripping, probably went over 10. But, it's the same thing. What are we going to do? Put a sign, where it says, welcome or escape to Wisconsin, closed for business? I don't think so.
Well, our governor already did that.
Yeah. You want to come up and enjoy and patronize us? What are they going to do? I swear, nobody up here is going to give you a ticket for coming up and spending money in the great state of Wisconsin or Kenosha County. Mm-hmm. Now,
Milwaukee maybe, but not in
when you go back to Illinois, they're not going to be sitting at a checkpoint like the Indians out in South Dakota.
No, here you haven't brought this up. The pot is legal in Illinois. But so do you bring that up here with you? And
that is illegal. Remember, because I've had people say, no, when you
you're talking about checkpoints. I know Dave Best said he was going to be watching all these cars coming from Illinois or people coming with Wisconsin plates coming back.
Or with a couple kilos of oleomargarine, right?
Yeah,
Remember
right.
that day? I remember my mother would go to her sisters in Zion. We'd come back with boxes. What is this? Oleomargarine.
Reduced tax booze, they would go down there.
And my dad, I remember, like I was just a kid, and they put covering blankets over this, coming up Sheridan Road or 39th Avenue, so we didn't get busted with oleomargarine. But I think,
Well, not to evade the tax. My grandparents moved to Florida back in the early 70s, and they could, being fine Wisconsinites as they were, they could not get brandy down there. So when they drove back to Florida, they loaded up the trunk of the car with cases of J. Bavay to go to take to Florida with them because they couldn't buy it down there. Because nobody could handle it. So
if you buy alcohol in Wisconsin, that's not taxable, right? If you buy it retail, I don't think it.
No. The tax is paid by the wholesaler.
Okay, but it's not a. Well, it's, I guess
and
indirectly.
You pay sales tax on it, but no.
We do?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I thought we didn't because.
No.
Oh, I know. The issue was, we pay 5.5, and you go to Lake County, it's like 9.7.
No, but there's a whole separate alcohol tax that
that's right.
That the wholesalers pay before, or distributors pay before, it goes into the retail place. So, and that's included in the price. So you can't see it, but it's there.
3 minutes before 11 here. We'll see how far we want to go here.
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Yeah. Oh, now I do.
I have the official nuclear-powered clock right there on the computer, so that's it.
They have a couple things here. Los Angeles issued a stay-at-home possibly through the end of July. Mm-hmm. And the reason is, Elmo, they're going to need that long to repay the $3 million the Lakers borrowed from the Small Business Association. And then they got, now what's worse is they got the pandemic, they got the wildfires coming in. So
yep.
Put Nancy Pelosi, give her a fire hat and put her out there on the fire line. Couple tidbits here. I talked about the some of the new CDC guidelines to reopening the country is to gradually eliminate spit guards, apparently, from salad bars, which brings a whole new perspective to planning my funeral. And they're experimenting.
Shrimp and rice pilaf. How about that?
Just in case you didn't have enough hatred for me, let me put some fresh crackers in my mouth.
Crispy lettuce. How about that? So,
now they're talking about testing. Now this I heard that they're going to train dogs. This is a true story. just like they do at the TSA agents have them, they have cadaver dogs and they have drug sniffing dogs. So there's a guy that works for a canine down the street here. And so he brings this dog over. It was a different one called Rex. So Rex sniffs me all up and down, pees on my leg, and then puts a big lunker right on my shoe. Now, am I positive or what?
Yeah.
Am I positive? And here was a contrast that I came across in this whole thing. The CDC manual for opening the country, I think is about 10 pages, maybe 17. They haven't finalized it yet. You contrast that to McDonald's, 59 pages on how to reopen a McDonald's dining room. 58 pages is how to say you want fries with that. I mean, that's what 59 pages on how to open up a McDonald's. I thought that was a little expensive, but anyway, look at that. We made it right to. Hey, what do you think about Putin tested positive apparently, or his doctor tested positive, and so they haven't seen Putin, and apparently his staff is quarantined at a Hooters in suburban Siberia. And you know where Putin is quarantined?
Mar-a-Lago?
Well, close. He's holed up in a WikiLeaks office on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Him and one dumb chump from Korea. Korea announced.
Is he even still alive?
Well, that's
I think
the
there's a
question.
double out there.
South Korea only announced one death all of this last month. One death. That's from the
cornhole virus. Yeah.
The other one's from firing squads. That's probably up 300 or 400 a day. So
Yeah.
bankruptcies could get worse. Some of this we could save. They had this this fly across. There was 4 jets. They were from a fighter squad. Those were 115th Fighter Wing, and they had 4 of them, and they were coming up as a training mission. And you're supposed to get out at like 10 to 6 on this one afternoon this week, and they were going right up.
The lakeshore, yeah.
They went like this, and they were gone.
That's how fast they go.
And you know what I found interesting is how they always have one that peels off, as a tribute to the fallen. They had a guy, his name was Wrong Way Darrell. He was in a World War I plane yelling out, "Which way is the Hudson?" So wrong way.
He's got that big scarf trailing up behind him in the
glasses.
open cockpit. Yeah, okay, that's all right. Okay.
We talked about the mayor getting in a fight in Racine. We don't care about that. Here's maybe you can weigh on this. See, one thing I like about this, we run over. Who cares? President Trump is pushing to paint the Mexican border wall black at a cost of $500 million because he claims that it will prevent people from touching it. He's going to absorbent flat black or something that will discourage climbers from preventing or rusting. I don't know.
Hey, I think Spider's got a shot at the contract.
500 million, Spider.
Spider and
If you're
Mrs.
listening,
Spider, they got a shot at that contract.
Forget the grant, yeah.
Exterior latex, that's it.
The wall is like 4. He's out there with a little spray can. It's like 14 feet tall. I don't know if a lot of people are jumping over it because the way it's configured, people are going underneath it, but $500 million to paint it. Well, Spider, if you get the contract...
Now, it's pretty hard to go underneath it.
They got tunnels all over the place, don't they?
Well, yeah, but those are like 30 feet down. Okay, you know what a foundation it takes to put a fence like that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Penny's just filed for bankruptcy yesterday, and I got a feeling there's going to be a lot more to go.
Penny's needless markup also
Needless
did a while
market,
back, and who's next to go?
Well, some big ones, I think. Somebody told me Lowe's. Now, I don't know that I can't confirm.
They were closed. That's when they were going to close.
For 30 days? Are they still open here?
Yeah, they're still open. But they were that was on their death list or whatever. But they kept it open for some reason.
We lost Jerry Stiller.
Yeah, it's sad.
92. But at least they didn't go out and say he died of the virus. I mean, 92.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. That's what I'm saying. At least they and Little Richard, 87. Some real pioneers in the entertainment industry.
Oh, right.
Little Richard, he was way ahead of his time, I think. When he started back in, the early 60s, I forget, I had it here.
Yep.
And, but he sold 30 million records, equally staggering the Beatles, Otis Redding, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Well, I think even like McCartney said, there was one of his idols, man. That's the whole thing.
He wrote a lot of, not only did he sing a lot of his songs, but he wrote some things for some of these guys too, right?
He was the guy that started the rock and roll scream. Wow!
Two more items.
There it goes.
I'm not going to die now, am I?
No.
I survived VD. And
we couldn't be that lucky. Okay.
Now this is kind of a sad story, and I'll end on a good note here. This couple was married 71 years. They're both aged 94. He survives the Normandy landing, and they both died within just a couple hours apart.
Yep.
I mean, that
happens way too often.
Yeah. And now I'm going to finish up with this story. There's a 5-year-old kid in Utah, and he's driving this car in California, and he's on his way to buy a Lamborghini.
So that's what he told. No, that's what he told the cops.
Yeah, it's a picture of him, 5 years old, and he says he's got $3 in his pocket, and he says he's got his.
Well,
parents.
Dad was in the car next to him, but he was driving.
Oh, it doesn't say that.
They pulled him over. So what are you doing? I'm going to California to buy a Lamborghini.
No, this says he was family's vehicle by himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's by himself.
I thought Dad was.
He wanted his mom to buy him a Lamborghini, and his dad says no. So he takes his $3, get in the family car, and head on out to California. So this patrol pulls him over, and he's trying to explain to him. He thought it was an impaired driver. He could barely hit the pedals here, you know. So he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I got $3 in my pocket, and I'm going to buy a Lamborghini, which goes for about $300,000." So my point here, Elmo, this is a little lesson. This is a little big brother fatherly advice. The next time then what the guy did was he paid the $3, and he posted bond, and he went on his merry way. Now my point to you is, if you get pulled over, why don't you pull out your $3 and say you're on your way to California to buy a Lamborghini? So that's just actually he was released to his kindergarten teacher, Stefan Fetch. Look at that. We're getting a little longer here, Elmo. Now we're going 6 minutes.
Nobody ever told you that, but that's all right.
You had to end on a good note, didn't you? Anyway, we're getting there, and we're getting more phone calls, and I hope in a sad way, the pandemic, we're going to be here next Saturday morning at 10. And if you want to watch the replay, you can pick it up anytime. And you got anything else, Elmo?
Nope.
We're gonna come back next week with some more details on the trip that we're on, the Kenosha Today
That's
bus
right.
trip to New York City, and see if we can. It's probably only going to be a one-way ticket, so.
I was thinking we could probably save some money. We can take them out. They can ride in the top part of the bus, but after they're dead, we just shove them in the bottom of the bus where they keep all the luggage and stuff, and we can. I think we can.
Did you see all the bugs in their teeth?
All right.
We'll just put a trailer behind a refrigerator trailer
That's it.
and mount them up. And that's going to wrap it up for the May 16th edition of the Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. We want to thank our sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, the Uni Park Tavern, Kenosha's for Open Honest Government, and Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation. We have been broadcasting this morning from our Barter Manor studio, located on the corner of Happy and What Went Wrong. We also want to invite you to join us on Facebook. And just a reminder that in addition to watching our replays on YouTube, you can still watch us on Spectrum's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And also to all you first responders and those in the medical field, and to all those who are truly making a difference during this time of crisis, we sincerely thank you for your efforts, sacrifices, and we owe you all a huge debt of gratitude. And so for Elmo and myself, until we meet again, we thank you for the privilege of your time. Please take care of yourself and each other. I'm Scottie Barter, and have a very pleasant weekend.
Well, I'm not a crook.
piano player, Mr. Elmo the Insane.